All right, check 1, 2. Testing out the Lumix S1 Mark I with the Sigma 17 to 40. We are at 1.8 at the base ISO and V-log of 640. And we're using the new, to me, which is hilarious because it's from 2010, but I was fortunate enough to find one brand new old stock in a box. And I was fortunate enough to find one in a box, brand new, never used, new old stock, all wrapped up. And I get giddy when I find things like this in the padded box with the instructions, with all of the added cables that were supposed to come with it from new. Nothing missing, nothing damaged, nothing lied about. You know, and nowadays you can't trust sellers on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. But in finding a piece like this that is brand new from 2010, that has a function called AGC, which stands for Auto Gain Control. And basically, it's the idea that 32-bit float came from. Auto gain control means it maintains your gain automatically within a certain amount of parameters. So it doesn't let it get too high or too low, or if I'm talking too quietly, I don't lose it. Or if I raise my voice and I start yelling and I peak, I spike, I'm not going to lose the quality of the sound. And I have the feature on right now. And when I look at an item like this from 2010, that is essentially a dinosaur in the grand scheme of things, but it's a predecessor to what came after. But this is a phenomenal piece of gear, because not only does it have two XLR inputs plus 48 volt phantom power for both of them, it also has RCA and XLR inputs for a monitor in, which I can get into in a later video for you if you'd like. But if you don't know by now, I'm a huge Beachtek fan. I love the Beachtek equipment because A, it's well made. B, I've never had any issues with any of the pieces I've had. And C, they take quality and craftsmanship, and they are not just well made, they are made well. Meaning, the preamps that are inside of these units are better than the majority of the preamp garbage that you're going to find nowadays. It's being made in 2025. And getting your hands on something like this, these are two different units actually. Essentially, on the outside they look the same. This one is the DXA Micro Pro. This one is the DXA Micro Pro Plus. The only difference is that the Pro runs off a 9-volt battery, much like the DXA SLR unit we're using now runs off a 9-volt battery, whereas the Plus runs off a USB Type 2 charger. You charge it, it can hold an 8 to 10 hour charge, they claim, which I found is pretty accurate. I would certainly agree to the 8 hour. I think 10 hours is pushing it a bit. But the quality of the preamps in these little units is better than all the garbage you're going to find nowadays. I'm choosing my words carefully. And as an audio engineer that has worked in high-end level studios for over 20 years, the preamp is where you get the quality of the sound. You can have warm preamps, bright preamps, dark preamps, gritty preamps, clean preamps. But the preamp is what is going to give your microphone the sound, the quality that will come through when you're recording. I would rather have a junk or crappy subpar microphone and a quality preamp than the best microphone out there running through a garbage preamp. That's the difference. And if you're using garbage preamps, your audio will always sound like garbage. But if you're using quality preamps, your audio will always sound like quality. Regardless of the microphone that I put into a high quality preamp, and I've used the best preamps in the world in these studios, and sometimes we have not had the best microphones on hand in certain studios that I've had to use subpar microphones in. Let's say I was hired to do a job in a studio in New York that I've never been to. I always get an equipment list. I see what they have, see what I need to bring. The majority of them all have the same preamps. High quality, the best preamps out there, and the majority of them have the same preamps, so you know what you're working with. But not every studio has the same microphones, because budgetarily, not every studio can afford the best microphones, nor come across the best microphones. I've had the pleasure and the honor of using $20,000 to $50,000 microphones that have been nerve-wracking to use, but absolutely amazing to use. But having high-quality preamps at your disposal is what will make your sound what it is, what you want it to be. It will make that recording the quality. The recording will only end up at the same quality as the preamps that you are using. Whereas just having the best microphones without high quality preamps isn't going to do you any good. And that's kind of what I just want to keep trying to relay to you guys. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. In my music studio, yes, I have high quality, the best preamps, absolutely. But if you're starting in videography or filmmaking or content creation, the last thing you want to use is the built-in preamp of your camera if you want to achieve a high quality sound. So your priority should be in getting the best preamps first, starting with a budget microphone. But I keep telling you guys, this was $38, $35 on eBay. Yes, it runs off a 9-volt battery. That's why I keep bags of rechargeable 9-volt batteries with me everywhere I go. But this you can get on eBay for under $100. And it still gives you an XLR input. They both have stereo channels, headphone jacks, headphone mixers, 48-volt fan to power. Each of them has 2 cold shoes mounted. You can mount from the bottom, mount from the top. They give you every option possible. And you can buy these dirt cheap. But this is what I want you to start with. A good preamp. Everyone asks me how I get such good sound. Well, it's because I start with a good quality preamp. But I also know what microphones to use and what microphones not to use. I hope today's video was educational. I hope you learned something here at The Growing Pro, where we hope to just share 20 plus years of experience within the entertainment industry as a whole, and give you something that will help you to circumvent through this process, save some money, make some money, save some bad decisions, make good decisions, and end up making money with your craft faster. All right, I'll see you in the next video.